Hey there, it's Rachel from All About the House. If we haven't met before, I am a graphic designer and this is my Etsy shop. So in my shop you'll find a whole bunch of printable planners and organization tools and planner stickers, recipe binders, etc. So in this video I'm just going to do a quick run through of the direct sales planner. So this planner is available in 7 different colors, so you can choose from purple, pink, green, light blue, dark blue, black or grey. And then that's in the chevron pattern, and then it's also available in the pink zebra stripe version. There's a blue polka dot somewhere, there's a blue polka dot, and also in the purple polka dot as well. So there's 10 different styles to choose from. So in the planner, it's basically every single thing you can think of that you need to organize your direct sales business. So it can be used for any direct sales consultant. That's just a few that have used this planner. If you work for another direct sales company, it will work for you as well. There is nothing like specific to a direct sales company. It can be used by any direct sales consultant. So it's basically got a shit ton, like 150 pages of printables to organize everything. So it even includes a cover if you want to get it bound into a spiral bound notebook, or you're using the arc planner or disc bound notebook, or if you want to place them in a binder. They're the main 3 ways. You can also just print the pages out and just have them loose, so like on your desk, or you could even use some Mod Podge and glue a whole stack together to make a notepad. I especially love doing that with daily planner printables. That's really handy to have on your desk. So there's the cover, then there's a this belongs to page, so if you do lose your planner then someone can return it, whoever finds it. A whole bunch of dividers to keep all of the printables and everything you need organized within your binder or planner or whatever you're using. So then we go into the time management printables. So there's a few different styles of calendars depending on if you prefer to plan like monthly or you want to do daily or weekly planning. I've got you covered. There's all the different layouts. You can pick and choose which ones that you want. You can try out one, and if you decide that you don't like it, you can go and use a different style within the planner. And the chevron pattern that is used on this planner also coordinates with all of the other printable planners in my shop. So at the moment there are 23 different sets to choose from. So if you do want to mix and match and you're a bit OCD like me and you want everything to be coordinated, then there are other planners that you can purchase. Like I do have more calendars if you're not happy with the ones in that planner, you just want to mix and match, or you want to organize your entire life, your business, your personal life, everything. Then that's a good kit to get it all. But back to the direct sales planner. So there's all the time management pages, and then there's goal settings. So I love setting goals, otherwise I find I never achieve anything. So basically there's normal goal setting, and then there's pages to track your progress of your goals, to make sure that you're not letting them slip, that you're not forgetting about them, that you are actually doing stuff that will set you on the right path to achieve your goals. And then we go down into the product section. So this is where you keep track of all of your inventory, your giveaways, every thing that you've sent out, if people are still waiting on products that have been on back order, etc. And then what you take to a party, so you can make sure that you have enough on hand and know when you need to reorder, and you're not going, oh shit, I've actually run out of that item and someone wants to have a look at it. Because if you have the product with you, people are obviously more likely to purchase it than if you just show them an image in a catalog. Then we go into the party section. So there is a super comprehensive 9-page party checklist which organizes everything from before the party right up until afterwards. Then there's the follow-up pages, because we know you always get those people that are like sort of interested, and if you follow up with them they might have forgotten about it, but if you follow up they're more likely to place an order. And then customer information, things like mileage tracker that are really handy, direct sales expenses. So you basically can organize everything with this planner. Then we go into the contacts. So you've got your team contacts, hostess, your lead, your VIPs, potential recruits, and potential hostesses. So you can keep track of all of your contacts in the one place. You're not going, okay, I've got this business card scattered here and there. I had this person which was kind of interested. You're not scribbling stuff down on scrap pieces of paper. You can actually remember who you spoke to about what. So it keeps everything really organized, because if you're more organized, you're more likely to actually make some more sales. You're not sitting around wasting your time frazzled trying to find bits of information. Everything's super organized and streamlined. Then we go into coaching. So we've got the potential recruits checklist, a new consultant checklist, and if you want more room, there's one page for each consultant version as well. And just to record people like consultants, and making sure that everyone in your team is going well. So that's what that section's for. And then we've got the My Team. So if you're doing your meeting notes, any like goal setting, any events that you guys are planning, how many recruits you want to get, that sort of thing. Then we go into sales. So you've got your bookings, if you had any returns, an order invoice. So that's a printable. That one's really popular to give to people about what they ordered. And then sales record and an orders tracker, which is like the master list to keep track of all of the orders that you've had. You can use one per page if you want to, or you can just keep them all on the one page of all the parties that you've gone to, depending on how many events that you go to. Then we go into the actual business side of things. So as always, I include some line note paper so you can put anything on that that you want to, rather than having random scattered bits of sticky notes or like memo paper everywhere. If you have it all kept together in the one spot, it's way easier to find what you're looking for. Password log, they're always handy. You can never have too many password log pages. And then the supplies list, where you can keep track of some tips. So if you like to read blogs about direct selling, if another consultant has given you some ideas on some strategies that have worked for them, or some things you want to try out, whether it's like letterbox drops, then you can record all of that there. I know those sort of things you might think I don't need to write them down, but if you just have them in your head, you can usually forget about them and you're not really actually like thinking about them. But if you write them out, then you've got something to refer to when you're at a point where you're stuck in your business and you're going, what do I do next? That's a good way to use that sheet. Then we've got the social media calendar, so making sure that you're regularly posting on your Facebook page, your Instagram, or whatever social media that you're using. Newsletter subscribers, so if you have your own blog in addition to doing your direct sales side of things, then that's where you can keep track of all your subscribers there. So if you print some of those pages out and take them to a party or an event, then that's a good way to collect subscribers when they jot down their name and email address. Keeping track of gift certificates, shopping lists, can never have too many of them. And then this page here I've included, which is the hobby or business, is if you're really dead set on making your direct sales ventures into an actual business, not just something that you do on the side, you really do need to track your progress. So like I said before, you can have it all up here in your head, but unless it's down on paper, I personally find that nothing gets done. So this is a page where you can rate how you're progressing with your goals. And then we go into the vendor shows. There's a portrait and a landscape page orientation, so if you want more room to write, or you just prefer portrait page orientation, you don't have to turn your planner, then you can pick. And then we've got direct sales expenses and spending records. So it's really up to you how detailed you want to go. Some people like to include every single item that they've spent in minute detail, like I purchased this notebook for like $2 or whatever. Or they might just go and get all their receipts for the week and go, okay, stationery, I spent $50, and just record that as one line item. So it's really up to you. If you are vigilant in always sitting down weekly and going through your receipts and keeping track of it that way, but if you're prone to forgetting, then I recommend writing out exactly every single thing that you spend, because it can be easy to forget things that you've spent and then you can't tax deduct them. So there is a page where you can keep track of how much tax you're likely to pay, so you know that you can set aside enough, so it's not like, oh my god, I've got this huge tax debt and I don't have any money set aside to pay for it. So all pages in the planner set except for the covers and the dividers. So it says direct sales cover, but you can also personalize it. So it's got the generic cover, and then I can also personalize that if you want to put like Jen's Mary Kay planner, or Avon Girl, or whatever you want to put on your cover. I do offer free personalization. And then we go into, so I've just got some info here about what editable means. So essentially when you open up a PDF, I'll show you in a sec with some of them, you can start typing in all your info. So you don't have to sit there and handwrite everything out. So if you've got stuff that is recurring. So if you wanted to, for example, fill out the weekly planner with things that you do each week. So if Monday is a day that you post on social media, or that's the day that you do a certain task and you do that task every week on a Monday, to save having to handwrite that out all the time, you can enter in your info on your computer. You type it straight into the PDF file. You will need Adobe Reader to open the files. I'll include a link below this video if you don't already have it installed on your computer. And then you can just type your info straight in and then print it out, so you don't have to handwrite anything. So yay for saving time and convenience. And things also I find tend to look neater if they're typed if you've got messy handwriting like I do. I wish I had pretty handwriting, but I don't. It looks like chicken scratch. So definitely a big fan of editable documents. So let's go into some of the pages. So if you do want to purchase the Direct Sales Planner, it comes in a few different folders to download. So once you've downloaded them on your computer, if the window with the files doesn't automatically pop up like this one, if you go to the Downloads folder, the files will be in there. So then you can save them to whatever location you want on your computer, create a new file, or just put them somewhere where you'll remember them on your desktop, etc. So they are in zipped file folders because there's 150 pages. I can't put them all in one folder. The file size is too big. So all you need to do is right click on a folder and go extract all, and then you'll be able to pull all the files out, and then it'll show a normal folder icon like this, which you're probably familiar with. So if we just click on one of them, and we'll have all of the pages in there organized by section. So it's got the same section as the listing, so you can easily find the page that you're looking for. It's categorized. You can pull it out of the folders if you prefer. It's up to you. It's just I've organized them like that for convenience. So if we just click on one of them, and then we've got all of those files. So for example, let's double click on that one to open the PDF file, and let's just have a squiz at some of them. My computer's just being really slow, sorry. Let's get some other ones open at the same time. We can also look at the preview here while it's loading. So if you're not sure which page that you want to use, you can click on it and then make sure you've got this list view showing, and then you can click and drag here and it'll give you a little preview of what the page is. So if you're tossing up between which calendar, for example, to use, you can have a look at the preview ones and see which one you want. Alrighty, so this is one of the pages. So this is the hobby or business page I was talking about before. So what we want to do is rate ourselves. So I've got the stats that you should be tracking here, and then you can also add your own. So you simply just left click in any of these fields that are blue and start typing whatever you want. So in here you might have number of calls that you made to reach out to potential recruits. So let's just go number of phone calls, or whatever stat that you want to track. Whoops, spelled that wrong. And you simply just type it straight into the PDF, and then what you can do is go File, Save As, and then you will be able to resave it with all of your info already included in there. If you do want to have a blank copy, just make sure that you save it under a new name. So you might want to put like a 1 at the end of it with your customization, or if you don't care about keeping a blank copy, then by all means just fill in your info and hit save, which is that button there. So you can go back later on and delete any of this text. It's not set in stone. So if one week you wanted to track something, but the next week you wanted to focus on tracking a different statistic, for example in the weekly planner pages, then you can do that easily. You just click in that text field, press Ctrl A and hit backspace, and it will get rid of it for you. So you can add in all of the stats that you want to track and then rate yourself. So if you are only really, be honest with yourself, if you're only sort of running it as a hobby, if you're not paying much attention to social media, you're only doing like 2 posts a week, I'd probably give that like a 2. If you are posting every day onto social media, I'd probably give that like an 8. And if your following is obviously increasing, then you know that it's growing. So that's how you would use this page. You'd put a little rating in there, and then you can work out the average and see which areas you need to improve and keep growing in order to expand your business. And you can use these printables for any year. They're undated, so you can use them for any or every single year that you want. If you do want to save this, just hit yes. So they're undated. You can keep using them again and again and again. Here's another page. So we've got direct sales expenses, so you can simply type straight in there. So you can go like 200, you can put decimal places if you want, and then you can put in all of your expense categories. So you could go, okay, in January, you can make this stationery and go, in January I spent $200, in March I spent $150, etc. So you can total up all of the individual line items in the spending log into this like summary page and track how you're going. If you hit this little arrow down button here, you'll see that there's more pages as well, so this runs for a full 12 months. And then once you get to the next year, you can just print another copy of that page as well. So for all of the printables in the kit, this is that spending log I was just talking about, where you can break it down even more into detail. Each of them include 2 pages or more. So if it's a page like that expense one that we had, where it's got January to June on one page and then July to December, then you can print them out and go duplex printing or back-to-back printing. So I always include an even number of pages in my PDF files. So this one has 2. So if we open this one up, it's got 2 copies of the same page. So if you want to do duplex printing, it's super easy. You can just go File, Print, and then choose Duplex. If you wanted to do 2 per page printing, which is like if you cut that page then in half, you'll have 2 half-size pages. So it like automatically shrinks it so that 2 of this same design will print on the one page. If you're using a smaller size planner, you can also print them at custom page size if you want, and I have tutorials on how to do all of these on my blog. I'll include a link below this video if you want to find the instructions for that. So it's the exact same page and 2 pages. Now if you did want to only print one page, you would just go File, Print, and then you would choose Current Page, and then you can just print one copy. If you don't want it to be duplex, you just hit that here, Current Page, and it'll only print page 1. But I do like to give the option of doing duplex printing if you want to, so that's why I include 2 pages if you're wondering why 2 pages come out of your printer and you're going, oh, did I print that twice? No, there's 2 pages in the PDF. You're not going mental. And then we've got the tax page, so that's just a couple of the pages that are included in that section. And we go into the coaching, so there's a lot of pages. I would be here for like an hour if I went through every single page that's included. I have written a whole blog post about the planner if you want to check that out. Whoops, loading. Let's go back to internet. Here we go. So I've written a whole post and it has close-ups of the pages. I share a bit more about how I use each page. So you can go have a look at that post if you want to get some more detail on look at what the pages are included before you purchase. So that one's another page. So if you've got a title like this one up the top here, if you type in there, it will automatically be in white. So you will need to type your text into this one before printing, or you can just leave these columns blank and not use them if you don't want to. So if we go back to the planner, that was the coaching, we go into contacts. So we've got some hostess contacts and then team contacts, etc. I do like to include where we met, because someone will go, oh, well, I think I've met before, and you'll go, yeah, but I can't remember where. Or someone will ring up and say, oh, we met at such and such event, and it's kind of awkward if you can't remember where it was, so I do like to just keep track of that. And then some goals. You could use these just for your general personal life, for your finances, not only for your business. I try to make all of my printables really adaptable, so you could use them for the specific set, so like the blog planner set or the direct sales planner, whatever it is, but then also for other aspects, for planning other areas of your life as well. So this goals page could really be used for anything that you want. And then a progress page. So remember, if you're not tracking it, you're not keeping tabs on how you're progressing, you probably won't achieve those goals. Otherwise, how the heck will you know that you got there? And then we go into the My Team section. So you want to track not only your own progress but also your team. And then got some team meetings. You can keep track of meeting notes or anything that happened. And then parties. So this is that checklist that I was talking about. So this one is 9 pages, so it is an odd page number. If you want to do duplex printing on that last page, just run it back through your printer with maybe a blank notes page if you don't want the reverse side to be blank. So when you've got your viewers set up on preview, it's really easy to just skim through what the page is. So that is a really comprehensive checklist right up until the actual day of the party, everything from start to finish. And you can add in your own tasks as well. I always try and include some blank checklists so you can add in things that are specific to you. So you can really customize this planner to suit your planning needs. Then we go into the mileage tracker, so that one's in landscape and portrait, so I recommend printing a bunch of these out and putting them on a clipboard and then leaving them in your car, otherwise you'll probably forget to record your mileage. You can use apps for that stuff, but I'm old school, I like to write it down. And then I like to scan it on my computer, so then I always have a copy, and then you can just throw the page out and you've got a digital copy of it, or take a photo if you want to. Then we've got the covers and the dividers, so if you do want that cover personalized, just leave a comment in the notes to seller when checking out. If you do want that customized with your name or any text that you like, you can have any text that you want. And then all of the dividers, so we've got like contacts, finances, etc. And then some monthly dividers, and I've got the text on the right here, so if you can easily find the month that you're looking for when you're flicking through your planner. So that's why I've got the month on the side there rather than the other page style, because I really want to make sure that it's a super functional planner. I do really carefully think through when I'm using this, okay, what works and what doesn't work. So I do try and make it really functional. I've got enough room on the left and the right side of the pages if you want a hole punch, or if you're using a discbound notebook system, or if you're a left-handed person. There's a margin wide enough for hole punching, etc. So it will give you a bit of wiggle room. It's not super crammed on the page. So we've got the bookings page. You can record the date on all the details, and what I really like is I added in a cancelled, so you can tick if they did follow through with it or not. So if they did cancel, you can always follow them up, or you can see why they cancelled, etc. And then we go into, this one's a returns page, so you can also keep track of postage and handling, because that is a cost that will need to be paid. So you want to make sure that you're actually running a profitable business. If you're not tracking every dollar that's being spent, a lot of money can just magically disappear and you have no way of tracking where the heck that money's gone. Printable orders tracker, and then that invoice that I was talking about. Because this one's popular, you can actually purchase that individually from my shop, this page, if you don't want the entire kit. Although it is a super comprehensive kit, just saying, it's got 150 pages, so if you do want to organize your direct sales business once and for all, this is the planner that will do it for you. The daily planning page, I will open this one up. The top box up here is editable, as well as the other stuff in the document, so you can add in the day before printing. So you could do a whole year's worth, or I like to just do a month, otherwise my planner gets a bit fat, of these pages. You can predate them if you want, or you can just print them out and handwrite in the date up the top if you want to. So let's say it was January 26th, or you could go Monday, Jan 27th, whatever the date is, and then you can also type straight in these boxes as well. And the checklist here, you can click that button and you can literally check it off. So if you want to just leave it on your computer digitally, you can do that, as well as printing it out if you prefer. Or if you're a pen and paper person, or if you want to use it digitally, you can use both with these pages. So that's basically it. I'll include a link below this video if you're interested in learning more about the direct sales planner.